We've all heard those ads. They pop up everywhere, from billboards on your daily commute to those annoying pop-ups on your smartphone. Donate plasma, make easy money. It's a common pitch, and many people have tried it at least once. The idea of making quick cash by donating something your body naturally produces is appealing. Sell your hair? Buy a car? Yes, even your hair can be a source of income. People sell their long locks to make wigs and extensions, sometimes earning enough to make a significant purchase. But what about a more unconventional method, something that might make you raise an eyebrow or two, one that involves your, shall we say, swimmers? Yes, we're talking about sperm donation. Sperm donation is a topic that often gets a chuckle or a raised eyebrow, but it's a serious business. Clinics are always in need of healthy donors, and the compensation can be quite attractive. It sounds like a joke from a bad sitcom, but the idea of getting rich by donating sperm is surprisingly persistent. People often wonder if it's a viable way to make money. But is it just a pipe dream, or could this be the side hustle you've been waiting for? The reality is more complex than you might think. Buckle up, folks, because we're diving deep into the world of sperm donation. We'll examine the process, the paychecks, and the ethical quandaries along the way. From the initial screening to the final donation, we'll uncover what it really takes to become a sperm donor. Is it worth the time and effort? What are the potential risks and rewards? Stay tuned as we explore every aspect of this unique side hustle. First things first, let's break down the process. Contrary to what some might believe, it's not as simple as walking into a clinic, making a deposit, and walking out with a wad of cash. It's a multi-step process that involves rigorous screening, regular donations, and of course a whole lot of, samples. Potential donors first undergo extensive testing to ensure they meet strict health and genetic criteria. This often includes physical exams, blood work, genetic screening, and even an in-depth review of their family medical history. Now let's talk about those criteria. Sperm banks aren't just accepting any old donation. They're looking for the cream of the crop, the Michael Phelps of sperm, if you will. We're talking about exceptional sperm count, motility, that swimming ability for all you landlubbers, and morphology, basically how normal-looking your little swimmers are. But it's not just about the swimmers themselves. Donors also need to be in tip-top physical condition, free of STDs and genetic disorders, and typically within a specific age range, usually 18 to 39. Now, for the million-dollar question, or perhaps more accurately, the $50 to $100 question, how much can you actually make from donating sperm? It's a question many potential donors ask themselves. The answer, unfortunately, is not enough to quit your day job. While it might seem like an easy way to make some extra cash, the reality is a bit more sobering. While compensation varies depending on the clinic and location, donors can typically expect to earn between $50 and $100 per donation. This amount can fluctuate based on factors such as the donor's health, the clinic's policies, and even the region where the clinic is located. It's important to note that this payment is for each successful donation, which means that not every visit will result in a payout. The screening process can be rigorous, and not all donations meet the necessary criteria. And before you start planning your early retirement, keep in mind that there are limits on how often you can donate. Most clinics have strict guidelines to ensure the health and quality of the sperm. Typically, clinics recommend donating no more than 2 to 3 times per week to maintain sperm quality. This means that even if you were to donate at the maximum frequency, the total monthly earnings would still be relatively modest. Additionally, the process involves more than just the act of donation. There are medical screenings, paperwork, and sometimes even waiting periods between donations. All these factors contribute to the overall time and effort required. So, while sperm donation can be a helpful way to earn some extra money, it's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a commitment that requires time, effort, and a bit of patience. If you're considering becoming a donor, it's essential to weigh the pros and cons and understand the full scope of what's involved. Only then can you make an informed decision that aligns with your goals and expectations. And the ethics? Beyond the logistics and the financial aspect, there's a whole other layer to consider: the ethical implications. Donating sperm isn't like donating an old sweater to Goodwill. It's a deeply personal act with potentially life-altering consequences. Donors need to grapple with the idea that their donation could lead to the creation of a child they may or may not ever meet. This raises a whole host of questions about anonymity, parental rights, and the very nature of family. Section 6, Sperm versus Side Hustle, a Financial Showdown. So, how does sperm donation stack up against other side hustles? Well, let's be real, it's not exactly a gold mine. While you might be able to earn a few extra bucks here and there, it's unlikely to make you rich. Compared to other gigs like driving for Uber, freelance writing, or even dog walking, the earning potential is relatively low. Plus, let's not forget the time commitment involved in the screening process, regular donations, and potential follow-up appointments. Section 7. Sperm donation, the good, the bad, and the sticky. Like any side hustle, sperm donation has its pros and cons. On the plus side, it's a relatively easy way to earn some extra cash while potentially helping others achieve their dream of parenthood. It can also be a relatively flexible gig, with clinics often offering appointments outside of typical work hours. However, the downsides are significant. The financial payoff is minimal, the ethical considerations are substantial, and let's not forget the potential awkwardness of, well, the donation process itself. Section 8, the Sperm Donor's Dilemma, Ethical Quandaries. One of the biggest ethical considerations for potential donors is the issue of anonymity. In the past, sperm donation was largely anonymous, with donors having little to no information about the children conceived using their sperm. However, with the rise of genetic testing and online databases, this anonymity is becoming increasingly difficult to maintain. This has led to a growing movement towards open donation, where donors and offspring have the opportunity to connect and learn more about each other. Section 9. Beyond the dollar signs, the emotional impact. While the financial aspect of sperm donation often takes center stage, it's crucial to acknowledge the potential emotional impact. Donors may experience a range of emotions from pride and altruism to anxiety and uncertainty. It's essential for potential donors to carefully consider the emotional implications and seek support if needed. Many clinics offer counseling services to help donors navigate the emotional complexities of the process. Section 10. Sperm donation and the future. A look ahead. As technology advances and societal norms evolve, the landscape of sperm donation is constantly shifting. New techniques like home sperm testing kits and direct-to-consumer sperm banks are emerging, offering greater convenience and control for both donors and recipients. However, these advancements also raise new ethical and logistical questions, prompting ongoing discussions about regulation, oversight, and the future of reproductive technology. Section 11. So, can you get rich off your sperm? The verdict? So, after all that, can you strike it rich by becoming a sperm donor? Let's dive deeper into this intriguing question. The short answer is, probably not. But let's explore why that is. While it might provide a bit of extra cash flow, it's not a viable path to wealth. The compensation for sperm donation varies, but it's generally modest. You might earn anywhere from $50 to $100 per donation, and while that can add up over time, it's not going to make you rich. The process itself is also quite demanding. Donors often have to undergo rigorous screening, including medical and genetic testing, and they must commit to regular donations over a period of time. This can be time-consuming and requires a significant level of commitment. Moreover, there are ethical considerations to take into account. Donating sperm is not just a financial transaction, it involves creating potential life and the responsibilities that come with it. Some donors may feel a sense of altruism, knowing they are helping others create families, but it's important to weigh this against the personal and emotional implications. However, if you're motivated by altruism, have some spare time, and don't mind the hands-on nature of the job, it could be a way to earn a little extra spending money while potentially helping others create families. It's a unique way to contribute to society and make a difference in people's lives. Just don't expect to be swimming in a pool of gold anytime soon. The financial rewards are limited and the process is not without its challenges. But, for those who are willing to navigate these complexities, sperm donation can be a fulfilling and meaningful experience. Remember, consistency is key. Regular donations are often required, and this means setting aside time from your schedule. It's not a one-time gig, it's a commitment that requires planning and dedication. Additionally, understanding the medical and genetic aspects is crucial. Donors need to be aware of their own health and genetic history, as this information is vital for the recipients. It's a process that involves both physical and mental preparation. In conclusion, while sperm donation won't make you rich, it offers other forms of rewards. The satisfaction of helping others, the small financial boost, and the personal growth that comes from such a unique experience can be invaluable. So, if you're considering it, weigh the pros and cons carefully and make an informed decision. Ultimately, the decision to become a sperm donor is a personal one, and it's important to consider all aspects before diving in. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme, but it can be a rewarding journey in its own right.